Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about the present perfect tense, what it is, when we use it, and how we use it. And we're going to do some exercises. Let's see. First, we use the present perfect tense to talk about the things that happened in the past, that started and finished in the past. But many actions do start in the past and finish in the past, and we use past simple for that. So what is the difference between past simple tense and the present perfect tense? Let's see. We use the present perfect tense to mean the same thing as the past simple tense, but we focus more on the action than the time of the action. This example is for the first explanation. I have read that book before. I started reading it and I finished reading it in the past. And the second example is for the second explanation. It says, I've seen that film before. I saw that film yesterday. So I have seen that film before is present perfect tense. I saw that film yesterday is the past simple tense. Because we say the time in the sentence, it's clear in the sentence, it's given in the sentence, and it's important, we use past simple. But I've seen that film before. When? I don't know. And it's not important. The important thing is that I know the film. So the positive form of the present perfect is. Now I'm going to read it slowly. First the full form, then the short form, and I want you to repeat after me, all right? I have read that book. I've read that book. You have painted this picture. You've painted this picture. We have met before. We've met before. They have moved home. They've moved home. He has been a teacher for a long time. He's been a teacher for a long time. She has written 5 books. She's written 5 books. It has been here since Wednesday. It's been here since Wednesday. You see, there are no time words in our sentences. When did I read this book? When did you paint this picture? When did we meet? When did they move? We don't know. It's not in the sentence. And I want you to be careful. We use have, has, and the third form of the word. Read, read, paint, painted, meet, met, move, moved, am is are, was, were, been, write, wrote, written, am is are, was, were, been. So have and has here, they don't mean ay olmak, or they don't mean blah 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 var, but they are the words for the tense, for the present perfect tense. Now let's see the negative. Again, I'm going to read it slowly so you can repeat after me. I have not seen your cousin before. I haven't seen your cousin before. You have not told me your name. You haven't told me your name. We have not done bungee jumping before. We haven't done bungee jumping before. They have not moved to a flat. They haven't moved to a flat. He has not been a teacher here for a long time. He hasn't been a teacher here for a long time. She has not written an action book. She hasn't written an action book. It has not been a week. It hasn't been a week. Now the negatives, most of the time because they are short, we prefer to use the short forms. They're easy to say, they are short. So let's see. Haven't, 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 hasn't, hasn't, hasn't. Let's remember they, have and has here mean present perfect tense. Let's see. The verbs. See, saw, seen. Again, the third form. Tell, told, told. Do, did, done. Move, moved, moved. Am is are, was, were, been. Write, wrote, written. Am is are, was, were, been. So again, the verbs are in the third form. We call them past participle form. Third form, past participle form. So in positive and negative, in present perfect tense, the verbs are in the third form. And see, moved. Move, moved, moved. This is a regular verb, like watch, watched. Listen, listened. Play, played. So, if the verb is a regular verb, we put ed for past tense and for the third form as well. So, the second form, past simple, and the third form, present perfect, are the same in regular verbs. Move, play, listen, watch. Let's see the questions. Again, I'm going to read them slowly so you can repeat. Have you ever been to a concert? Yes, I have. No, I haven't. Have I told you the answer? Yes, you have. No, you haven't. Have we finished this game? Yes, we have. No, we haven't. Have they been your neighbor for a long time? Yes, they have. No, they haven't. Has he always been polite to you? Yes, he has. No, he hasn't. Has she ever talked about her personal life? Yes, she has. No, she hasn't. Has it been broken for 2 weeks? Yes, it has. No, it hasn't. So let's see. Have, have. Has. So questions, we also add have and has. And let's see the verbs. Been. Am is are, was, were, been. Tell, told, told. Finish, finished, finished. Regular. Am is are, was, were, been. Again, am is are, was, were, been. talk, talked, talked. Am is are, was were, and been. So when we use present perfect tense, positive, negative, and question sentences always have has, or haven't, hasn't, and the third form of the verb and the past participle of the verb. Let's see. Here we have 8 sentences, and we're going to circle the correct choice, grammatically, of course. Pause the video here, give yourself 3 minutes, and choose the correct answer. Number 1. I haven't visited Greece for 3 years. 2. We haven't talked to each other for months. 3. She has accepted the job offer. 4. They have met at a party. 5. I have been sick for 5 days now. 6. He has prepared the food for the cocktail. 7. You've changed so much. 8. It's fallen down. Moving on, we have for and since. Look at this. For 3 years, for months, for 5 days. So, why do we use since? Why do we use for? We use for to talk about period of time. How long? And we use since, not science, since, to talk about the starting point. Look at this. I have been a teacher for 7 years. 7 years is a period, not a starting point. But I have been a teacher since 2013. 2013 or 2013 is the starting time of me being a teacher. And I am a teacher now. So I've been a teacher since 2013, or I've been a teacher for 7 years. Here, we are asked to write the sentences, again, using the verbs given in the parentheses, in the brackets. I'm going to do the first one as an example, and then you're going to give yourself 15 minutes. And you're going to try and rewrite the sentences using the words in bold form in parentheses. So, Bill and Rita got married 20 years ago. And they are married now because they got married 20 years ago. They are married, so we need to use be. But this is present perfect tense. Am is are, was were, been. So we say, Bill and Rita have been married for 20 years. Or, Bill and Rita have been married since 2000. Okay, now pause the video here, give yourself 15 minutes, and do the rest. Let's see. Number 2. Jordan moved into this apartment in 2005. Jordan has lived in this apartment since 2005. Or, Jordan has lived in this apartment for 15 years. 3. The teacher came to school at 8 this morning. The teacher has been at school since 8 this morning. Robbie grew a beard 6 months ago. Robbie has had a beard for 6 months. Look, be, live, be, have, own, wear, be, work, know, be, know. So here we are asked to use these verbs. Have, Remember present perfect? So the third form? So we say have, had, had. And because this is present perfect tense, we need to use have, has. And it's Robbie, so we use has because it's he or she, a person. So Robbie has. And the third form of the verb, what's the verb? Have. Robbie has had a beard for 6 months. 5. Dennis bought his car 4 years ago. Dennis has owned his car for 4 years. Or Dennis has owned his car since 2016 or 2016, whichever you like to say. Maria started to wear glasses when she was 5 years old. Maria has worn glasses since she was 5 years old. Now you see, after since, we can use past simple because 2005 is past tense. Or 6 months ago is also past tense. So after since, we can use past simple tense, but not before. Maria has worn glasses since she was 5 years old, like maybe 10 years ago, right? So Maria has worn glasses since 2010. Or Maria has worn glasses for 10 years. Or Maria has worn glasses since she was 5 years old. 7. David fell in love with Patricia when they were teenagers. David has been in love with Patricia since they were teenagers. Or if we know how old they are now, then we can say like for 20 years or since 2000. If they are, if we know how old they are and if we know when they were teenagers. 8. Mark started to work at the bank 13 years ago. Mark has worked at the bank for 13 years. Or since 2007. 9. Sam learned how to swim 3 years ago. Sam has known how to swim for 3 years, or Sam has known how to swim since 2017 or 2017. 10. Tommy got sick 3 days ago. Tommy has been sick for 3 days. Or, depending on which day you're talking about this, so let's say you're talking about this on Monday, you say Tommy has been sick for 3 days. Then you can say Tommy has been sick since Friday. Or since Thursday. Ellen and, depending on if it's the morning or the evening of Monday. Ellen and Rose met each other 40 years ago. Ellen and Rose have known each other for 40 years. Or Ellen and Rose have known each other since 1980. That's a very long time. Moving on. Here we have a couple of verbs and we're going to put them in the past form, the second form, or the third form, and the third form, not or, and the third form of them. Let's remember be, am is are, past was were, and past participle, the third form, being. Eat, ate, eaten. Fly, flew, flown. Hear, heard, heard. Lose, lost, lost. Read, read, read. See, saw, saw. Sorry, seen. Oh, my bad. See. And also, I was thinking about this. That's why I made a mistake. Read is written the same in all the three forms. Read. The writing is the same, read, read. But we say read in the first form, in the base form. But If it's past simple, we say red, like the color. And in the third form, past participle form, we again say red, like the color. We don't say read. So we don't say I have read. No, I have read. Right? See, saw, seen. Win, won, won. Work, worked, worked. Write, wrote, and written. Here we have a couple of questions, a couple of positive sentences, and a couple of negative sentences. We are going to write them in the present perfect form. If there is a question mark at the end of the sentence, we're going to make them questions. If not, it means they're not questions. So we're going to check if there is a not in the sentence. If there is, it means it's negative. If there isn't, it means it's negative. So let's take a look at the first one. It says, you ever fly in a helicopter? Have you ever flown in a helicopter? She never eat octopus. She's never eaten octopus. Remember, this is short for has, not is. How do I know this? I know this because I use the third form, past participle form of the verb. She has never eaten octopus. Yes, it means negative, but grammatically it's positive. They, because this is a question, have they ever been late for work? We have never seen a Tarantino film. As I said before, because this is easier to say, we say it in the short form. She's written more than 10 mystery novels. I haven't read The Lord of the Rings. Not read, I haven't read, because it's the third form, right? Have you ever worked in a clothes shop? He's won 3 gold medals. That's not means, that's medals, my bad. And not he is won, he has won. He's won 3 gold medals. It's not means, it's medals again, my bad. They haven't lost a match this year. And the last one, I've heard 3 of their albums. And the last exercise that we're going to do in this video for present perfect tense is writing questions with the superlative form of the adjective and ever with present perfect tense. Now this is like a combination of 2 topics, superlative and present perfect. First, I'm going to do the first one as an example, and then you'll have 11 more examples to do on your own. Who, so I'm asking about a person, right? Who, generous person you meet. Now I'm going to make this a question. But, generous is the opposite of stingy. So it's a person who's not selfish, a person who likes sharing and giving. So the superlative form of this is the most generous, the most generous. And the question is who, not meet. So we're going to say who is, this is short for is, not has. Who is the most generous person you've ever met? The question is not here, not have you met. The question is who is. So we don't say, who has the most generous person been? No. Who is the most generous person you've ever met? So I'm asking about the person you know who is a generous person and actually who is the most generous person you know. Give yourself 15 minutes again and make questions. Let's see. What difficult language you learn? What is the most difficult language you've ever learned? You can write learn with ed or you can write learn with t. Both are accepted. Third one. What's the best restaurant you've ever been to? Fourth one. What's the most expensive gadget you've ever bought? Fifth one. What's the coldest place you've ever visited? 6. What's the longest journey you've ever made? 7. What's the most delicious food you've ever eaten? 8. What's the most beautiful place you've ever been to? 9. What's the most boring film you've ever seen? 10. Where's the furthest or farthest you've ever been on holiday? 11. What's the most exciting book you've ever read? And 12. What's the worst hotel you've ever stayed in? That's going to be it for today. If you have any questions, just send me a photo of the part and ask me your question on WhatsApp or you can ask me when we are having a lesson, right? Take care. Bye-bye.